everyone, welcome to Unique Biology. So today I'm going to explain about the brain. Today we will study about the parts of the brain, structure and function. In short, let's start. The brain has three main parts: the brainstem, cerebrum and cerebellum. Let's study one by one. First we will study about the brainstem. The brainstem is the distal part of the brain and it comprises of midbrain, bonus and medulla oblongata. Each of the three components has their own unique structure and function. Together, they help to regulate heart rate, breathing, blood pressure, vomiting, swallowing and digestion. So all these are carried out by the brainstem. Then the next about the cerebrum. It is the largest part of the brain and is composed of right and left hemispheres, and it performs higher functions like intelligence, learning, judgment, speech and memory, and also the sense of hearing, vision, taste and smell, and it coordinate the skeletal muscle movements. So all these functions are carried out by the cerebrum. So now next we will study about the cerebellum. It is the portion of the brain in the back of the head between the brainstem and the cerebrum, and it performs higher functions like balance and coordination and also the posture. The cerebellum it controls the balance like standing and walking. It controls balance, movement and coordination. How your muscle work together. Because of your cerebrum, you can stand upright and keep your balance and move around. So all these functions are carried out by the cerebellum. So this is the structure of the brain and has several parts. We will study one by one, starting from the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus, it is an area of the brain that produces hormones that control body temperature and heart rate and in charge of your body temperature, hunger and thirst. So it control the body temperature, hunger and thirst. Next, the parietal lobe. It lets you to perceive things like touch, taste and pain. So this parietal lobe, it is a part of the brain and carry different functions. Next, coming to the next part, that is occipital lobe. It makes sense of what you see, like vision, perception. What you see, it is carried out by the occipital lobe. Next is cerebellum. It helps to coordinate when you move. As I have said before, cerebellum controls balance for walking and standing, and also it carry other complex motor functions. The next part is the hippocampus. It helps you to make long term memories. It stores the memories and it's involved in remembering the things or the memories. Then the next part is the brain stem. So it is involved in breathing, blood pressure and changes in heart rate, as I have said earlier. So it is involved in controlling the heart rate, breathing and also the facial expressions. Temporal lobe is the large lobe of each cerebral hemisphere that is situated in the front of the occipital lobe, and it is an organ associated with the organ of hearing, as it helps you to make sense of what you hear. Then the next part is the pituitary gland. It is an endocrine gland and located at the base of the brain below the hypothalamus, and its function is to control the release of most of the hormones. Okay, next we will study about the frontal lobe. It helps you to reason, play, and pay attention and move specific body parts. In simple, the frontal lobe is the frontal lobe is the most anterior part of the brain and the functions like control of impulses, attention, emotion, and motor function. So these all are the parts of the brain with different which perform different functions. Next we will study about the function of brain. I am explaining one more time in simple form. Let's see how different parts of the brain perform different functions. Starting from parietal lobe, it carry out the function like body orientation, reading, and sensation. Next is the occipital lobe. The function of the occipital lobe is vision, color, perception. So this part it is involved in vision, as you can recognize the different colors and what you see, all these things. This it is carried out by this part, occipital lobe. Next part is the cerebellum. It is involved in balance, coordination, and muscle control. Next, about the spinal cord: breathing, body temperature, swallowing, digestion, and sleep. So these functions are carried out by the spinal cord. Next, about the temporal lobe: your behavior, intelligence, memory, and movement, hearing. All these functions are carried out by the temporal lobe. Then about the frontal lobe: intelligence and problem solving, reading, speaking, language, and sensation. All these functions are carried out by the frontal lobe. As I have said before, the frontal lobe is the most anterior part of the brain and carry all these functions like reading, speaking, etc. So this was about the brain function in simple form. So this was about the function of the brain. So today in this video I have explained about the parts of the brain, structure of brain, and its function. If you like my video, please do like, share and comment, and also subscribe. Thank you.